Check. This is the Turnkey Kids podcast for this episode 12. And we are in mid-October. So you know what mid-October means? That means Halloween season is full effect. Peak of Halloween season. So we gonna talk some ghostly shit tonight. But before we get started, this is a Voodoo Entertainment production. Brought to you by Higgins, O versus and THC. And we ain't talking tetrahydrocannabinol, although you love that shit, right?
Dang, he said the whole damn.
Yeah. H2O, Higgins and O versus new album coming soon. I've just been telling them just now about how I've been grinding on these finishing touches trying to get the album together. You can follow the Turnkey Kids podcast on TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, Simplecast, YouTube, and iTunes. Don't forget to follow our Facebook fan page as we keep you guys updated with all the nonsense that goes on in the world, because hey, this is a very serious world we live in, but we gotta find a way to smile and have fun and have open conversation about it, and that's what we do best.
My tongue slither like the feel of a snake skin, make you quiver, reptilian brainwaves into the cerebellum, hear the cadence, a Cajun nation waging war on the haters, don't hate the player, hate the game, or get attacked by the gator, snapping limbs like nacho flavored slip gems, I'm not your average, I'm macho man Randy Savage, Picasso the talent, take this gallon of paint, a perfect picture of your date, make her my mate. Wait, you even said she escaped. I ain't going there. I'm on the brink of a breakthrough. New ways to cast spells to make you higher than Quaalude. With natural ingredients, wake the dead with the beat. This is weekend at Bernie's. Your corpse sway with obedience. Achieve alleviated pain and expedience. No weaning off this potion. Don't blame me when you in need of it. I could leak the broth poured in the secret sauce, but without the force within you, it would all just be a loss.
Spit voodoo. Spit voodoo. We outside, technically. We got the studio door wide open.
Wind going.
Can y'all hear the wind? If you can't hear it, good, because we trying to keep y'all from hearing air in the background. Now we actually set up. We all got our own microphones. We feel real professional. And so, like I said, this is Halloween. We're actually going to give you guys some talk about ghosts, because especially Mr. Oscar over here has some ghostly stories that he wants to present to us.
Yeah, true stories too. True stories.
I have one that's not directly. This is secondhand information. I don't know what Mr. Tommy over here has to bring to the table. I'm not dissing you. Hey, bro, it's like saying Mr. DJ.
No, yeah, he's got a Ouija board story.
Oh yeah. Yes. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna go into zombie land. But first, I wanted to bring to you guys something that is actually touching the household right now, and me and my wife actually had a little debate. Vaccines, and it wasn't really a debate, but it was more about what should we do. And she's actually more like me now, you know, with the conspiracy side of it. Like, what, are these things actually something that are we need, or is this about profit? And the reason why, because if they just injected you with some bullshit that didn't affect you, that didn't do anything to help you or hurt you, we have the issue about the side effects. Like, this can cause us major side effects in the long run, especially like they say a lot of like autism is created. Like, kids
Absolutely.
are getting vaccines and they never come back from it neurologically. Like eyes twitching, she mentioned. She said that, she read a story about a kid who got vaccinated and then their eye can never stop twitching. That shit ain't cool. And me being the conspiracy theorist that I am, people claim me to be, but I just kind of think of an open mind and know that anytime money's involved, there's always going to be some dirty play.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And vaccination is no different than any other medicine. So if they can
create, if they can create the disease or whatever you have, if they can put that in you for more, you know how much money is in that, like, dude, that can cause cancer, what they're putting into you. Well, how much does cancer sell? Like, really, like, how cancer, the medicine, the chemo, all that, it's an industry. So if they can go in and, like a lot of people would tell me, no, like, that's crazy. Vaccinations, you need vaccinations because you need them for school, you need them this and that. You're like, yeah, but the whole thing goes back on how much do you really trust all these people, even if it goes into school. Like me, I know personally a person that's in the direct family that was fine. He got shots, he got autism directly connected to his shots. Like,
okay, so I want to say two things. First off, how you said school, you need them to go to school.
Yeah.
And that's really where this came from, because you mean to tell me you're gonna like keep my kid from getting an education because I'm not educated enough on injecting my child with a vaccine that somebody I don't know is telling me that I have to give my child this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of blackmail for you to say that I need to get this vaccine or your kid's not going to get an education like the rest of society. Now, I want to hear your story. What happened with this child? How you saying a kid was actually?
Oh well, actually, it's actually
No.
it's actually Celeste's brother. You know, Travis. He was fine. You know, when he was younger, they gave him some shots and they said like something that like he was sick at the time. He was like he had he was like a cold or something, and he got his regular immunizations, and like those immunizations while he was sick created this thing, and like he had autism, and like it was directly connected to the shot. So when people tell me, oh no, like when you like I heard the stories, I see like, you know, they had if you go and look, they have class action lawsuits on this shit,
right,
from so many people going through it, you know, and like, you know, you don't know what people go through until, you know, it happens to you or yours, you know. Well, I've heard the story, and he got autism from directly. They can say, oh, okay, it was because he's sick. Oh, he was sick. It was just like a freak accident, you know. Like, but no, like it's if those shots didn't happen, it wouldn't be this way. So
right.
It's connected to the shots, and now like I'm. Like when I gotta give my kids have shots and stuff like that, like the flu shot. I don't get the flu. Do y'all get the flu shots? Yeah, I've never gotten the flu shot, and I've never gotten
I never trusted the flu shot just by the way they try to push it on you.
Exactly.
It kind of actually
it's for free. Yeah. They got flu shot trucks that pull up at you don't get nothing for free, man. I'm not giving nothing for free, but the flu shot you can go get any.
Nah. And then you know, the med business. Is in it to get paid. So that's what, like I said, anytime you put money involved,
crisis,
and that's a lot of money, right? And this is where she actually had a really educated conversation, like a real solid debate. And I believe in the shit, you know, but I'm also scared about, hey, look, this could be some bullshit. This could be some fear-mongering bullshit that people started to feed in to where was it created? Where's the true evidence? Like, you know, he's saying first-hand things, and I would like to ask, how old is Celeste's brother?
He is actually like now, like he's an adult now. He's, I think, like 20. Yeah, because he graduated like high school, and props to him because he did all of his school. He did not take any space. He took regular classes, passed them all. He even had a job. Like he's smart. He's one of the smart. But he's
how old was he when he got the vaccine?
I think around like 4, 5, maybe around.
And he was fine. And what? I mean, I know this is something that you may not always know, but like, how did they notice the changes directly?
He was like responding, like he kind of just like symptoms like that he just never showed before.
Like, was it immediate? Did she know? Does she remember?
It was. I mean,
I
don't think it was. I don't want to speak out of hand, but I don't think it was immediate. I think it's kind of like, but I don't think it happened a long time afterwards. I think it might have happened like a few months after. Like, wait, he's not he's not the same anymore. So take him to the doctor and see what's going on, and then like, they find out, they did some tests and then they did that. But so okay, well, what happened in this period of time?
See, and that's what you want to say. That's where it comes into play. So this is what she brought to my attention. Like, all right, so how can this work? Because not everybody gets it. Yeah. So what if this is created to where somebody is actually doing 1 out of every 100, throwing that some kind of different bug in there, yeah, right? Yeah. Some kind of different bug out of 1 out of every so many, guaranteeing that they can get so many children, to get some other symptoms, to create some other illness on top of it. That way they can double dip on the profit. Exactly. Because,
you can't make it obvious and give it to everybody, but you sneak that, and that's the thing. It's like, I don't care if 20 people get the shot and 1 out of 20 gets it. It's still unfair to that one family. You know what I mean? And it's still, not everybody might be getting it, but your kid might be that 1 in 20. And it's like, I don't trust anything they do.
Well, I even thought about the accounting of it. When she brought that up, I thought about this later, and I thought about the accounting of it. Like, okay, what I mean is, all right, so we want to invest in, always staying 10 steps ahead of the game. We going to create this illness and throw this in there. So based on how many injections we put in there, we're gonna, and how much we invested into the treatment. How much money we invested as a business into the treatment. How many people do we need to infect to be able to profit largely, but not create a huge epidemic, right? You know what I mean? And keep it subtle, keep it enough to where we all getting paid and it's keeping the business flowing. Yeah, that shit is real. That could, to me, I think that could happen.
Oh, that's analytics, statistics. Yeah, like they might have a spreadsheet on they know exactly where it's going. They have the hospital set up in place to where you can get the treatment for it. But it's like war. You're creating the war. You're creating the solution, but they don't know that there doesn't even need to be a solution because you're the one that created that.
Just keeps enough people, like I said, it's not enough to lose the whole game. It's enough to just make where everybody, it becomes royalty, where everybody involved makes enough money to where they don't have to worry about anything for generations, and they just affected these small rats in the society, because that's kind of what they look at us as, like it's Sim City.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
So this is why I even brought this paper out here, and this is how it got brought up. My son, received this letter. Like we said this weeks ago. He just started school.
Yeah.
And I got this with the other kids too. Is their vaccines.
Yeah.
Well, this was sitting on the bar top. I didn't know. She read it first. Paul needs his 4-year-old shots are due now. This needs to be taken care of ASAP.
Why?
Any questions, give me a call. And this come from the nurse, the head nurse over the pre-K program. All right, well, this is where it gets itchy here, because overdue date. These are 4 vaccines, and I'm assuming this is TD, because it's like TDA, DTA, DT, TD. That's 1 shot. I think that's a tuberculosis shot. It says TD. I don't know. I'm not. MMR, polio, varicella.
Polio. Right. That's not even a thing anymore?
That's that, and that was another thing that got brought up. Like, how long has it been since anybody talked about polio?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
10/29/2020 is the overdue date. All right, she said we got to get this shit done as soon as possible. What year are we in?
2019.
She's saying we got to get this one done ASAP, which is, it's saying overdue date would be 2020.
Yeah.
All right. And then you got the next one, 10/26, 2022.
How do they know all those medicines are going in at the same time aren't gonna have a?
It's where it gets deep. Is why, because there's a lot of things that I could say about this shit. 10/26/2022. How would it? That's over 3 years from now.
Yeah.
9/29/2022, which is a year from his birthday, because that's his birthday, and that's a little 11 months. And another one, 9/29/2020. So she's saying we got to get this shit done ASAP. This is telling me that he's not due for it yet. But there's a recommended date, there's a minimum valid date, and then which is something that he had. You got to get it done by this time, right, before you're considered invalid. But since his birthday passed and he made 4, they're like, your back's against the wall right now. You got to get these shots.
Yeah.
No, he don't. You know what I'm saying? He don't.
You're telling me on this paper he doesn't. But
I could take him tomorrow and get these shots if it was, like that's how fast you can get these shots.
Yeah.
Just some bullshit. And that's why I kind of got upset. Like, nah, bitch. Nah, I don't get it. And look, she might have to tell everybody that. She might have to tell everybody that. She might not understand it. I don't know. She's got to see people's skepticism.
Yeah.
She probably don't care.
But what are they going to do? Well, like, if you're like, okay, well, no. So
then your kid can't go to school.
Okay, so then they're going to throw you in jail because your kid's not in school.
Right. Well, and wife said that she looked it up. You can get this overridden, but there's like a process you got to go through to get it overridden.
Like who?
Can't you say like
is he gonna infect kids with polio because he's not injected with polio? Like what are those shots? How is he? For him to not be in school, he would have to be a danger to others. Like I got sick. I got West Nile from a mosquito.
How is he a danger?
Exactly.
If all the other kids are vaccinated.
Exactly. Why wouldn't it just be on him?
Right.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of these diseases, or you can catch from outside the country. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that we get vaccinated for.
Yeah.
So so America's solution to keeping it out the country is giving us these vaccinations rather than making sure that everybody who comes in don't have the vaccination. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not the vaccinate, but has any of these things that can actually put us in a fucked up position. And that's why I was thinking it really brought it up, because you told me about what happened to you.
Yeah.
And you think, where you got was meningitis, right?
Yeah.
That had you fucked up and almost killed you because an outsider came in
from out of the country. Yeah, he was deployed. Yeah, like he was vaccinated. I wasn't. They said, and with that. So I don't know. Like that's what they told me. But that he's bringing it from outside the country. So, and how do I know that he wasn't shot up with that shit? And the mosquito bit him and then gave it to me. Like, how do I know that he didn't have it, which at some point it was because of caused by the vaccination that he did get.
Right.
And then it gave it to me. So you just don't know, but I don't trust that. Like, I didn't, like, if it's not due for 2 years, why this has to be done ASAP?
Well, right. And then him, I'm not going to say who he is, whatever. He was a soldier in the military.
Yeah.
This wasn't some guy who was a foreign citizen.
Yeah.
He was out there serving the country. How come they didn't catch this on the way in? Like, no type of quarantine. No, you know what I mean? Nothing. They should be able to test for that and get these results immediately, because they know what country he's in. They know what these they know what's hot out there right now. You know what I'm saying? So they should have been able to catch that. So that should have never even happened to you for not being vaccinated for it.
Yeah.
Because us as adults, the only thing they ask us to get is a flu shot, right?
Exactly.
The fucking flu shot. She said another thing that really... Now, nobody really knows what fucks the kids up. Like, what makes them not come back from a shot?
They don't know the chemical imbalance that's causing it.
That... All right, let's say this. Let's say I got to listen to what she said, and I got to be there ASAP to get these shots. So while we there, just hit him up, get it all done right now, right? Just whop him with the 4 shots.
Yeah, because it's
He's
convenient.
ODing on fucking on vaccine,
Yeah.
and that parents not spacing it out, not knowing how to, like it's not a bad thing to get it, but they're ODing their kids on it because we're not calculating how to do it properly.
Exactly.
There's so many things that go into this that we're not being educated on. We don't
the
really
only
know.
thing that's not fair about it is it's the school applying pressure. Like that's pressure right there. That's okay. Your kid needs this, and then like a parent, you're gonna read that, and some might not look into it as far. But okay, well look, he's gonna go get 4 shots. Like I hate it personally. When my kids get a shot, I hate that shit. Cause like I don't even like shots myself. So like they going through pain. Like I'm gonna bring my son to get stuck 4 times. He's not even due for that shit. Just because like I'm not parent that's at the school being like no, like I don't give a shit what y'all got. Y'all gotta, no disrespect, but. You're teaching because you got a piece of paper. Like, you don't understand what you're telling me to do. You just going by what you were taught in school. Like, tell me what's in this medicine. Can you do that? And you're not a doctor. You're just telling me that this needs to be done because that's what you learned at school. Like, to me, that doesn't, like, you don't know more about this than me. So you're just telling me to do something when you yourself might not even know that you're telling me the fucked up thing. So don't come, like, I'm the same with y'all.
And I was saying about this, like, that's what kind of got me really drawn. It was that thought that you just said about your kid getting a shot. It hurts to watch your young child get a shot and watch them run.
Yeah, and you holding them down while they sticking them with this shit. No.
And then so you're sticking.
When they first born, they sticking them
right
away, right off the
Boom,
bat.
boom,
How
boom.
you stick a baby on day 1 with all them shots?
Exactly, on the feet.
And that was
that's
kind of
weird.
my mind when I had both of my kids.
And go look at the bill.
Yeah.
Go look at the bill. You got charged for them sticks. You know what I mean? That's like put cheese on your Big Mac and you didn't ask for cheese, but they charge you for the cheese on the Big Mac.
Yeah.
And you have to come. If you come to McDonald's, you have to get cheese, or you might as well leave McDonald's.
But that just can't be
and
right.
you paying for the
Sticking
cheese.
a newborn day 1, fresh out the womb.
Yeah. How do we know that shot there isn't automatically?
Why they can't wait a little while
to indoctrinate the kid to brain cells go down like that?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what shot it is but I do, remember and
Right
them
off the
getting
back, they
shots.
take the baby right out your hand and go stick them.
Yeah, right away.
I don't know what that is. That's weird. Like they just stick them. That's what happened when
Like they take them from you. They clean the baby off. Okay, mom, you can hug the baby. Give me the boom. Right to a shot. Boom, boom, boom. And I followed the people when my kids were born. I followed them to where they were going, and I'm like, man, like they shoot them like in the foot, like.
Yep.
Like right under the toe, and then they give them another shot. And then you see that your newborn baby just screaming, just crying, like, dude, I will fight everybody in this mother.
Right. No, I felt the same thing, dude. It was painful.
Yeah.
So when Adam and Eve's child was born, the first thing they did was hit him with 10 cc's of Garden of Eden.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the first thing I had.
Yeah, so that way he don't get polio.
Right. You're right. I don't understand why.
For
like I said,
them babies made up just fine without vaccines.
Exactly. And hey, like, check it out. They're in the hospital anyway. So if something starts going wrong with the baby, then you could be like, okay, well, he's starting to catch polio.
Right. Well, here's one I leave, and this was, I think, was a mistake because some vaccines you don't have to get. Once my oldest daughter turned of like I guess teenage age, right before a period start, I guess you could say, because they know. Maybe it was 12-year-old shots. I don't know. They sold this Gardasil bullshit to my wife. And at the time, she didn't really understand it. And it's like, oh, it prevents cervical cancer. It's a vaccine, that prevents cervical cancer. And they fearmonger you into thinking that, oh, this is going to prevent her from getting cervical cancer if she gets this shot. But you don't know what the fuck. I mean, think about how strong that shot is that's going to prevent cervical cancer. You got the cure for cervical cancer, but you ain't got the cure
for regular
for other cancer?
Yeah, what about people that are dying from cancer?
Right, put her on the spot, hit the shot. Now, she's always worried about, like, because sometimes whenever she thinks that some of her menstrual cycles that my daughter goes through are a little heavier than what they should normally be, like, you know, like I don't know, and she thinks it's vitamin deficiencies and stuff like that because from the loss of blood. You know, like, well, she said one time she got real pale. Another time her, like, fingers turned, you know, like, had a blue tint to them and shit like that from...
No shit.
Is that the vaccine? I don't know. Or is it just her... That's the kind of cycle she has.
Yeah.
Those things are just really questions.
Yeah, and we'll never know because we don't have the information for it. Like, dude, you... Like, and I'm, like... And it's not to blame because doctors or miracle workers, like to me, it's a point where like even doctors probably wouldn't even know that they're putting something into you that can hurt you, right. And they'll tell you, no, this is ridiculous. Like that's just conspiracy. I'm a doctor. I've been to school. Man, you ever thought that you might not have even been told what's in this shit? Like, but like no, I'm smarter than you. You know what I mean? Like. What if everything you've been taught your whole life was a fucking lie?
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. You know, ignorance is bliss in those situations because you just don't know.
They don't know.
You've always been taught this. You don't know the puppet masters.
Yeah, and you went through medical school. Can't nobody come. These people they work at fucking. Some of these people that questioning vaccines work at McDonald's.
Right.
What do they know?
That's how ahead of the game these. Powers that be could be if they're doing this is that the players that are the field guys, the guys in the field actually doing the real dirt.
Yeah.
You know, don't even know they're doing dirt. Yeah. We don't even know.
Kind of like the military. If we over there and they stand up for our country and they're not informed that hey, we are the terrorists. Right. You can't tell them no differently because they don't know.
Right. So she kind of got me fucked up by saying, hey, you know, I'm thinking about him, like, you know, feeling that fear of getting hit with something that he doesn't have to get hit with, and the parent holding him down, thinking it's the right thing to do, and then turn around where he starts seizing the next day. You know what I mean? Because you hit him up with too many vaccines.
And what are they gonna? There's no, like, they're just, if you lose your kid, they're like, oh well, sorry,
right.
So no, that's not
his deal.
Like I'm coming with syringes to the school. I'm sticking everybody.
You probably get that lawsuit. You might win that lawsuit.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Nothing will
mass media is not going to let anybody know about the fact that what happened because they're the ones who have to cover it.
Yeah.
So they're going to sweep it under the rug. You will never know about it. They'll pay you off. Yeah. And because they didn't made their money, you know what I'm saying? That's the bankroll. So they understand
like, well,
that.
There's nothing we could do about it. You know, but like you can, like I wouldn't say there's no amount of money you can put in my hand that's gonna make me okay with.
I think the same way you pay for car. I don't know. I think the same way we pay for car insurance. They have their own. You know, if they get sued, you suing the insurance company. You're not suing the hospital or whoever. Well. That was a really good conversation, brother. It's time to get ghoulish, Halloweenish. You showed us a picture.
Yeah.
Of your son. That was about 7 years ago?
Yeah, he was probably about 5 years old. He's 10, so he was probably about 5 years ago. We were at my old house. And we had just gotten. It wasn't an iPhone. It was a camera. I forgot what kind of camera it was, and we took a picture of him. And we looked at the camera, and we were like, "Oh!" Celeste was like, "Oh shit!" And I know there was no editing done because she showed it to me right away. So she showed me the picture, and I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" So I started like sending that picture to like I sent it to my sister. I sent it to like my close friends. And it was Halloween time. It was around the same time because I was having a Halloween costume party at my house. And they saw the picture and everybody was like, man, like that's definitely a face. That's a ghost picture. But they didn't believe me. They were like, oh man, you put that in there. And this was before Photoshop was a fucking thing. Like I can Photoshop anything into a picture now because it's a thing. We got the app. But back then it's like, man, how I'm gonna do that? Like I'm not Spielberg. I can't fake that shit. How can you possibly put that face? And then other people were like, no, it's just Manny's reflection above his face. I'm like, dude, this camera, like the lighting was good in that, this whole thing about this whole picture is just wrong because we were in a setting where I knew the camera wouldn't have did that. And I know my son's face, I know his features. It might be a little, but no, and like. It just, y'all see the picture, and we're gonna put the picture up online so y'all can see it.
That's gonna be our thumbnail, and we'll post the picture online on the podcast page tomorrow on Facebook page.
And so my friends didn't believe me. They didn't believe that. Oh, you got a Halloween party coming up. This is obviously you're fucking. If somebody's gonna pull a prank on somebody, I'm going to be. I'm always fucking with people. That's just who I am, especially with my friends. So they didn't believe none of it. So come party time. We were at my house. We were playing. We were in the living room. We were playing beer pong, and so I remember like I had my back turned. I was talking to somebody. My friend Don, who was shooting. You know, I was shooting and he was shooting. So like he was seeing everything that's behind me. So he shot. So before he shot, he dropped the ball. I was like, "Oh shit! Y'all seen that? Did y'all see that?" And I was like, "See what?" And so behind me was some of Manny's bikes. It was like a tricycle and something else. He said the bike lifted up off the ground and slammed down. He's like, "I just seen that shit." And like his girlfriend at the time, she was like, "I saw it too," because they were the only ones facing. Everybody else was like engaged, you know, in conversation, but he was focused on the shot, and he saw it, and his girlfriend saw it because we were playing team fucking beer pong. So he saw that. He's like, "Dude, that's weird." He went over there checking for wires to see if anybody pulled that shit. And like, man, what y'all did? So he became a believer, you know. And my boy Ryan, he was sitting on the couch later at a point of the night, and he jumps up. And I mean, these people can like confirm this shit, you know, like he jumped up. He's like, "Dude," and they had a balcony overlooking my living room. He's like, "Man, somebody's upstairs. Who's upstairs?" Like, I just seen a person upstairs. Like, and I'm like, "Dude, I went upstairs myself with him." Like, we looking, he's like, he's a cop. So he's got his flashlight and shit. He's fucking like searching upstairs. And it's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It says we checked everywhere, couldn't see nothing. And he was like, "Man, that shit's weird."
So was this all in one night?
All in one night. And to add on top of that, once everybody else was like, "Nah, we were not believing that," like, and we were it was kind of windy night, and I remember the robot story, the 20-foot robot. Right. How it was at that back door. Them 2 doors during the party opened up, like, and like one of the doors opens all the time, so it could but the other door, you had to uncling both sides for it to fully open, you know? They both open. So I'm like, man, did somebody, like, pull these tabs down? So, like, it was just shit that couldn't be explained.
Well, did more happen in that house?
Oh, yeah, it happened. It happened
pretty frequently.
Yeah, like, it should. Another time, I was watching TV. It was late at night. Me and Celeste was watching TV. She had fell asleep, and, like, I was about to go to sleep, too, but the TV was too loud. I was like, "Babe, can you hand me the remote?" And the remote was right here, like by my face. So I grabbed the remote. I turned over. She's facing the other way, dead sleep.
Wait.
Yeah.
So is the remote floating?
It was like I turned. It was right there, and I grabbed it. I'm like, all right. And
there was no way
and she was the other way. She was sleeping. I'm like, "Oh, you just handed me the remote." She's like, "What are you talking, dude?" And like and a lot more shit happened in the house that I didn't even like tell her about because I didn't want to freak her out and shit. But like,
because you invested in the house.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't afford to just jump and leave.
Yeah, there was a time that we posted something. She had posted something. She posted a picture of the front of the house because we had it like decorated or something. I don't know if it was when we were trying to rent it out or something. And like I gotta find that picture of somebody was like, "There's somebody at the top in that fucking window," and it looked like a face in the window upstairs, like looking out. And we're like, "Holy shit!" But that could have been a glare reflection or a mask Manny had left up. But
here's the question: Don't the house? What's the history? Did you research any history on the house?
No, I didn't get into that.
Because I think you can, right? You could find, right?
Yeah.
You bought it.
Yeah, you can like see if anybody like died in it and shit like that.
Right.
But no, like I didn't research that. And around that time, like it would be hard for me to believe in shit like that. But I've seen like throughout my whole life, I've seen shit like that happen. And like my mom actually bought a house. She had a house on Corrine before they moved, to the North Shore. She had a house on Corrine, and that house, she's like, "Man, some weird stuff is happening in this house." she's not, she don't like believe it. She always told me weird stuff happened. And she had a party one day, like it was a birthday party for my little brother, and my friends came over. My friend Louie and Megan came over. And Megan's like, "Oh my God, this is blah blah blah's house. She killed herself in that bedroom." Like it was, and this way my mind went back, and she's like, "Oh my God, she sold that house because this woman killed herself in the bedroom."
Well, when you hear that can just create an eerie feeling.
Yeah.
'Cause I had a friend who was staying in his grandparents' house. And his grandfather, I think, or his uncles, had killed, murdered themselves in the house.
Yeah.
And as soon as you hear that,
yeah,
everything changes. The vibe changes.
Oh yeah. Like no, there's something in that. Like so
when you get up to go use the bathroom, the vibe, you're only lonely. It's just it just changes the perception.
Whoa.
What was that?
I don't know.
Lord, this motherfucker here.
It's October. I'm telling you.
They got cats back here, bro.
I hope that's what that was, bro.
Hey, y'all caught it live on Turnkey.
Yeah, you can't see it.
And the wind just stops.
So yeah, we out here. We got the studio door open because we got a cold front. We in the big toe of the boot down south in the boot of Louisiana in the fish hole in New Orleans area, and so we got a nice cool front down here. It's about in the 60s, so we got the door wide open, wind out there blowing, and I'm talking, and they just blew all the mics. Both of y'all moved. Did you move because he moved?
No, I see. Like I heard something. And someone ran up on us. Like.
I think that might have been the cat, bro.
No, I thought that was your way. And I seen it was too tall to be a cat unless it's like a fucking mount.
It's that Rougarou.
Yeah, like that shit was weird. Like,
bro, it sounded like it was just like right there, bro.
Like somebody. Yeah, like that's you got the Ouija board.
Yeah,
what's your Ouija board story?
Man, this is wild, and this is when I started really believing. Because before this, I never really believed in the supernatural and all that. I thought it was a bunch of bullshit. People just told stories.
Oh yeah, me too.
But and then me and Xiaomi, we was moving out of our first apartment right there on St. David. That was our first apartment. We was moving to an apartment on Pakenham. And the apartment was empty because your Uncle Edgar actually helped us move.
Yeah.
We moved all stuff out. It was completely empty, nothing in there. Well, we decided, me, my buddy Alan, and Xiaomi decided we was going to play the Ouija board in there because it was empty. We wasn't going to play in the new house. I told him we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Playing in the empty one. All right, so we in the back in the kitchen, right? And they got a back door right there. We playing right there by the back door. On a Ouija board, we lit up like some black candles. We got it all perfect, And keep in mind, there's nothing in the house. The power's out. Everything's been transferred.
Yeah.
So we playing, and we all talking to the Ouija board and everything. And it did. The little glass didn't move. But what scared me was they had this sound like something sharp being drugged on the floor from the living room all the way to where we was at. And I know this house was empty.
Yeah.
The front door's locked, so nobody could have got up in it before us because I was the only one with the keys.
Yeah.
So, dude, soon as I heard that, I took off running. I flipped the board over, everything, and I flew out the door, gone. And then I turned around and I felt bad because I realized I left Xiaomi and my friend. I started to go back, and here they come. They come running. They're like, they heard it too.
Yeah.
We was all scared as shit, bro.
Yeah.
And so we was all paranoid about it, blah 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 blah. And his girlfriend, my boy Alan's girlfriend, came and picked us up in the car.
Yeah.
And then we was like, we not done. We got to figure out what this was. So we went to the park at Torres Park.
Yeah.
And she dropped us off. She didn't want to play. She's scared of this thing. All right. She dropped us off by this bench, and we started playing on this bench. And this is where it got crazy because I was like, I'm not playing no more. I didn't put my hand on the board.
Yeah.
So it was only Alan and Xiaomi.
Yeah.
And Xiaomi was playing with the glass, and so was he. and then all of a sudden it started spelling out her dad's name.
Yeah.
And I know she wasn't doing this because she was about to cry.
So her dad passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long
and the
time
thing
ago.
is, it's like it spelled out her dad's real name that nobody called him.
Yeah.
by.
It spelled out Jerry Hart.
And everybody
that's
called
what's
him
crazy.
Mike.
Like the whole-
Michael. They call everybody.
And,
like,
and
that
there
was
ain't
my
no
call-
way.
Mike. That was
and there ain't no way my buddy knew that. There ain't no way.
No, I mean, I barely knew. I was family, and I just knew.
'Cause I don't talk about her business with anybody.
Yeah,
Right,
and he
right,
was,
right.
and
Now you just
my
did.
uncle.
Well,
he
now
was.
I-
everybody-
He was.
right. Nah, I'm just
He was into that.
Right.
Like really into the scary horror stuff. Like.
And this is where it got spookier, bro. All right. So his girlfriend starts trying to call us, and for some reason all the phone kept going to voicemail. We didn't hear none of the phone calls. She's driving around the park, and so we looking for her.
Yeah.
We like where she's at. She says she's been driving in circles. Well, like finally when we walked from where that bench was at, and we walked out in the street, she almost hit us.
Yeah.
And we asked her where you been at. She said she's been driving in circles. She says
Like she was lost.
like
like,
she
look-
said like basically what she said, she didn't see us at that bench anymore. And we also didn't see her driving in circles.
Yeah.
So it was like a
Like a-
mutual thing.
like
We
some
didn't-
warp zone. Like she went in some other dimension.
Yeah,
kinda.
like-
I don't know what happened, but if she's lying or what.
Yeah.
But she said she was driving in circles trying to find us and see because she didn't know if we walked to a new spot.
Yeah,
But
and
we
like,
also didn't
and
see
I'm
her.
picturing because Torres Park, like it is a big circle.
Yeah.
So I can see her going in circles. I
Well,
can
we
see
wouldn't
y'all-
be able to see her
Yeah,
driving
well,
in
yeah,
circles.
especially the light, yeah.
But
Right.
then again, when we walked out to the road to where we almost got hit at, it's like how the fuck you almost
Yeah,
hit?
exactly. But like for if this paranormal shit is real, like it could take y'all to a different place. You know what I mean?
Like,
and
dude,
like
that's
and like
crazy.
hypnotize you into
Yeah.
a different. And dude,
But
like
since then, I never played the Ouija board.
Well,
That
dude,
was
a lot
it
of
for me,
a lot
man.
of physicists will say we live in a certain dimension. Like they'll talk dimensional, and that there's that necessarily
Like the Matrix
heaven,
type
right?
of
It's
shit,
it's
yeah.
kind of like another dimension rather than
an actual
like
place.
parallel universe, right? We cross that parallel universe, and there's more than one.
Yeah.
And some are good, some are bad, some. That's what we're seeing. It's others crossing over, or us breaking a threshold mentally that we didn't, know we could
Exactly.
do. And the Ouija board is the gateway. So, that's why they use the Ouija board.
I seen a Ouija board of spirit. I could go get one. We could go to that old house.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a turnkey
You on
kids
your own
episode,
on that one, buddy.
and we can see what it does.
Well, so like
I don't think it would be us talking on the mics.
and he was serious when he said it. It's in a comical way, but like the song Voodoo, right? I wrote the
Right.
song Voodoo. He's like he working out to the song, and what you said, pictures fell off the wall.
No, like like I was listening to a song, and I have a at my house I have a gym, and like I was listening to the song, and the thing about it was when I made that little sample thing.
right.
Of a picture, and then when I put it, I'm like, that picture's fucking moving, bruh. And like you can go and you could go on your YouTube and you can
see
send
it.
that 1 minute sample and that picture's fucking moving. And I did not put no this was a picture I thought was like, and I googled like voodoo ritual, like scary picture, and like when this picture popped up, I'm like, that's the one. So I put this picture on the app and put his song on it. It wasn't a video, it wasn't moving. And when I'm like, bruh, and I texted him, I was like, is this thing moving?
Right.
And he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's when I was like, something's weird. I didn't do that. So when I'm at the house listening to the voodoo song, a fucking weight flies off it wasn't like leaning over. It was a 10-pound weight that was secured because I rewrapped my weights and that bitch just flew. Like flew. Like somebody grabbed. I'm like, oh, fuck that song.
And this isn't in the same house.
I would never work out somewhere that's haunted. I'm sorry. I would always think the worst.
Because that we get into anti-gravity. You talk about shit flying across the room.
Yeah.
It takes same amount of energy to move a 10-pound dumbbell than it does to move a plate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But here's the thing. Like this happened in my new house, all right? And also other shit has happened in my new house. and I'm starting to think, is it me? Is it it's whatever I keep feeling, I keep seeing, is it me? I'd had my daughters and my son's friends say, oh, we saw somebody. And they think it's cool, like, oh, hey, it's cool, like. But I had I was telling y'all, I had to check with the previous owners and be like, man, weird shit happened in this house? And she was like, this is blah, blah, what happened, like the story behind it. So it's like, okay, well, I hope it's not me, but like that kind of shit, we live on a burial ground.
Right.
Like,
so here's what's scary about what you're saying, is like, you're on the, not so much on the side of wonder, but more on the side of like conviction, that you think that it's you. Seeing is believing, or feel, you know what I mean? So now you kind of in the corner.
Yeah.
You know, so every time something may happen, you're going to blame yourself. You know, like, this shit is following me around.
Yeah.
And you just, the more open you are about it spiritually, the more you you're gonna feel like you experience it or experience it.
Even at work. I'm saying even at work when I'm watching over the camera, so I'll take pictures. I'm like, and I'll send it to my friend that works there, because I won't even dare to send it, because people just think I'm fucking with them, and I'll send it to my friend Steve that work. I'm like, bro, you see this on the camera? Like, I see a person right there, standing right there, and I'm taking pictures of it for him, and he's like, man, you stupid. Like, but ever since I've showed him pictures, like at night when he'll stay, he'll watch it, like, he sees the same shit. Like, he's like, bro, check, and he'll send me pictures, and like, it's just, I think, like he said, like, once you open up your mind to that there can be something else, that, like, you'll start, like a kid, they'll say, in ghost movies, they'll see the ghost, because a kid's mind is so open. It's so open that they could see that kind of shit. They can sense it, sometimes, like, back, when we lived in that house, like, we'd hear Manny, like, talking in his room, like, bro, who you talking to? Like, what the fuck's going on? Like, and he's like, oh, a friend, like, imaginary friend, like, like, and you gotta listen to your kids when they say shit like that. But the thing about, like, they got an open mind about everything. The world is a playground, as you get older, you kind of just brush that shit off, like, no, you can't. But yeah, like, there's shit that happens, and, like, I would love to hear other people's stories about, what happened. I mean, this has been going on through me, like, since I was a teenager. It started at my best friend's house. Like, we were playing Madden. It was me, him, and his brother was home. Don, a dude that went to Colorado with. It was me, him, and Chris. Like, we were best friends all life growing up. So I'm in the room playing Madden with Chris, and the radio turns off. Turns off. Don comes in the room. Y'all stop fucking around, man. Quit turning the radio on. Mom and Dad about to be home. If y'all playing this shit this loud, like, they're gonna get mad. I'm like, man, like, nobody's playing no damn radio. Like, that's you. Like, you trying to scare us. So the radio comes on again while he's bitching us out for turning the radio on. So we're like, okay. So we go to the living room, and we go, and then, like, we go to the living room, and we see, like, a shadowy figure, like something. And I'm like, what the, like, yo, y'all seen that shit? Uh-huh. And they're kind of just, like, bug-eyed, like,
right, they
like,
seen,
oh my God.
shit.
And I'm like, well, what is that? They're like, that's our dad. The dad was murdered.
Oh,
like,
damn.
Yeah. So, like, bro, like, I got goosebumps.
Wait, so they saying that was their father that was checking on them.
Yeah. Like, and I'm like, oh, I never met him. I never, like, so, and then, dude, it from that moment on, like, it just, I was like, shit, did I just see that? Did I not? Like, right. And then I'm like, I didn't believe in it. Like, nobody could tell me, like, that's stupid. There's no such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing, like, I didn't believe in that kind of shit. And but that, like, we were talking about the Amityville horrors and stuff like that, like in pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, I can actually believe that shit, because, like, it's happened to me. So, and I wouldn't, if I didn't see it myself or experience that, I would never ever believe.
So, like, yeah, it's hard to believe that, especially when it's painted in pop culture as just a movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what's true and what's false. I mean, one of the stories I could say, when you talk about relatives coming back to say hello, in their own way. I don't know if it's true. We was in the house, which this house I had told y'all a story. I actually bought it back, from the realtors. This house I grew up in. My mother raised me in this house. My father, they had a divorce. He left when I was 3 years old, right? So I didn't really get to experience, the household. My mom resented him for that forever. Y'all know she passed away. He came over one day and he was in the house, sitting on the couch, and he's talking, and picture flies off the wall and hits the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, because after he left, I didn't say anything, but I felt that. That's what I felt. I felt that. Which I'm about to say. Wife says, Shannon says, your mom fucking threw that picture off the wall. I couldn't say no, I couldn't say yeah, but it's weird that I thought the same thing that you thought when the picture flew off the wall. Because, why is that picture just going to fly off the wall?
It wasn't. No.
Nail still in place? Like, what's, the draft is that good? The air condition blows that good? I mean, it just, boom, shocked everybody. Just same way y'all freaked out when that, when the table hit the floor out there. You know what I'm saying? We all just snapped and looked.
That was actually explainable. The other
right. The other shit that what I'm saying, that's kind of how it was. Like, oh shit, what the hell was that? Then so we went and looked at it, the wall, and just kind of analyzed it to see. All right, so scientifically, how could we explain this? You couldn't. There's no way the picture fell off the. You know what I'm saying? Other than
especially if she had animosity towards him and like y'all, you gonna talk to my kid now? No.
Right. So that was your way.
Had me stop at the church on the way home.
And another one from a family perspective, which is different. Because it's not different. I'm sorry. I had taken. I was working, came home to take a nap. And I was staying here at the time. I'm a young adult, still living in my bedroom. Right before I moved out, got my own place. I was taking a nap in the room. I had a dream that my 3 cousins were in. Because all 3 of them had passed away. Now, granted, these cousins are old enough to be my uncles. They're like second generation cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like they're my mom's first cousins. All siblings. All of them passed away before their mom and dad passed away. You understand? So think about being a mother or father and watching all 3 of your siblings die before you pass.
Yeah.
That's a rough feeling. Anyway, I have a dream. My cousin, which is my third cousin, I guess you would say. Yeah, one first, that's second,
Kissing
third.
cousins.
Right. Which is one of the cousins that I'm talking about, kids.
Yeah.
I have a dream that I see them and the mother, like I'm in the same room with them.
Yeah.
And the mother tells me, while she's sitting next to her 2 brothers, that her daughter, which is my third cousin, is in the hospital. So I get up from the dream. It's a nap, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some weird shit.
Yeah.
So I go outside and I go to the living room and I tell my mom, I just had this crazy dream. And I told her about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you might want to make a phone call. So I made a phone call to check on her. Sure enough, she was in the fucking hospital, bro.
No shit.
So that's even though it's not something you see,
Divine intervention.
Right? It's weird. That's a weird situation.
It's more. It's deeper than just coincidence. You know what I mean? Like.
So who I had to call was my aunt, which is the mother of these 3 cousins that passed away.
Yeah.
It's a great aunt, right?
Yeah.
So I actually went and visited them months after we had this phone call, it was a birthday party or something. So I mentioned what happened, and they say, like they just like, that happens all the time. I mean, I talked to them, yeah, you know, so and so yesterday, like their son, like they in the house.
Yeah.
You know, and they just constantly, you know, like they still here. They live with us. We were just having a conversation the other day.
Yeah.
Is that her reliving, you know, trying to cope? That's her way of coping? Or was that some real shit that she just told me, like it's no big deal?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, that's... And then I told my mom about, you know, me, and after that, I told my mom about what she said, and then months after, she said she had a vision. Her car was parked in the driveway, and the window was open, like the blinds were up, you know what I mean? And then like, I was, I don't remember what happened. I think I had gotten some shit that night, right? Some shit. She said my cousin was hanging out in the back seat of the car. You know, a cousin that is not here anymore.
Yeah.
Is hanging out in the back seat of the car, just watching her.
Damn.
Watching.
Fucking fucked up.
Like just chilling.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was her intuition to find out that I'm in some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Because that's you know, after I got you know what I mean? Like that was I do remember that. So there's some eerie stuff. You know, I don't know. I didn't see it physically with my own eyes, like looking and saying I saw a ghost.
Yeah.
You know, but they find it's other ways of...
They'll let you know, like,
right.
Yeah, slick ways to let, yeah.
Right. I don't know. I got one more story that I could tell you from my brother. He was a deputy, right? They were moving a old house, the old ballroom, I'm sorry, off Bayou Road, right, which is the old scenic route that was, they didn't have, you know, that was your way in and out this place from there to here. Well, they moved it to the Isleño Museum. Shout out to Isleño Society. You know, that's our bread, that's our bloodline. They were moving it from the Isleño house, you know, to like the museum, so they can set up a museum area. And the house is actually, it's still there. You know, we go there one day, I'll show you the house that it is, because well, it was a ballroom. I keep saying house, it was a ballroom. Well, they heard that it was haunted, right? So they put a tape recorder inside the ballroom and let that thing play overnight. And they went and grabbed it the next morning, listened to it. Somewhere in that tape, you hear feet walking across the room. Doom, 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 doom. Sit down, get on the piano, play a song.
Yeah, dude. It like kind of like they got that plantation, the Myrtles. That you go
right,
sleep.
Myrtle Grove. Right.
My boy said he went there. My boy Ryan, he's like, I went there, you know, for a night with his girlfriend. His girlfriend at the time was actually Brittany, the one that comes to all our shows and stuff. And like they could tell, like they heard some shit, like to where she wanted to leave in the middle of the night, like. And he's like, man, I don't pay to do that, you know, like I think that'd be a cool experience to do, like. Go up there, you know, stay the night. They said like they make you stay in the rooms at night though. Like they don't want you like out and about. Like,
is it a cool thing to do? Like, I don't know, bro. I mean, Woody, you know, you talking about 10-pound dumbbells getting thrown across the room.
Yeah, and this is like legit haunted. They like I even did that haunted tour like in the French Quarter where they tell us like they'll take us to different like No, what was that woman that used to have like the slaves in the basement and shit and have parties? Like what was that?
LeBeau, Marie Laveau.
Yeah. They brought us around to that place.
Drinking spirits of Bloody Mary, Miss Marie Laveau.
Yeah.
That's on it, and it's on. That's what I'm talking about.
And they were telling us about the house that like Nicolas Cage bought, you know, and like that was haunted. Like so, it's cool to do that because the city has so much culture in it, you know, like, and it's if any city would be haunted, you know, it's New Orleans. Like it's us, like.
there's so much history in this city, and there's so many stories that came through this city because it is a port. So when America was being really, cultivated and heavily populated, this was a funnel for it. So there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of changes, a lot of, it was a fast-paced lifestyle when in the golden era of New Orleans. So you could see it in the structure when you could feel it.
Yeah.
And what I would say is when you talking about you constantly thinking about it, that you're conjuring it without even realizing it. So when we go to these places, these gateways, which you would say Myrtle Grove Plantation, which obviously is haunted.
Yeah.
Everybody's going there with the intention, with that emotion, subconsciously to feel that energy. So it's a seance.
Yeah,
without actually sitting down and
you
really
bring yourself to that element. Yeah,
exactly. So you're stretching your soul into that, opening up gateways to things that you don't understand, that we may have not the answer to. And what about these zombies, bro? What's up with these the zombie craze of society today?
Yeah, we had a big point in the fucking did Walking Dead started, like I think that made more of a jump into like pop culture. It's like, okay, well everybody watching Walking Dead, so zombies really became a thing. They had that the Brad Pitt movie, the
World War Z.
Yeah, and those zombies were a lot more freaky because they were running.
I don't think we surviving those zombies.
No,
not
these
happening.
motherfuckers are athletes.
No, they beyond athletes.
Is a zombie, I don't know, I guess, observer. It's never been one of the things that I could say that, when the movie, because I love horror movies. Let's put it that way. I love horror movies.
Yeah.
But zombies never did grab me. Like, I want to go see that zombie shit. And especially Walking Dead. And reason why Walking Dead, because it's a soap opera, is what it is. It's not really.
I fell off the Walking Dead pretty quick. It got pretty boring.
Right, because like the first season, when you're dealing with the like just the element of zombies just outbreaking and taking over everything, and just trying to regain some order, and eliminate the problem and get, becoming the calm after the storm, because that's what the rest of it is. Them trying to rebuild themselves after what happened, the outbreak. Yeah, it's just kind of stupid. What are you going to talk about? You're just going to get into people's lives and, why zombies?
Yeah.
Why fucking zombies? That's why I could draw that back to vaccine. Like, that's an outbreak situation. Is that could be some predictive programming to get us. When you see that shit, I hit the mic. When you see that shit, what the hell, that spice and shit that them, like the lab created drugs, and you seen the crazy motherfuckers,
people's faces and shit. Like legit in Florida, the dude went and ate somebody's face off of these bath salts.
That's some zombie shit.
Yeah, and like that's in the movies. I'm not up to date on Walking Dead, but I did watch like 5 seasons. I got deep into it, but they never did say, okay, what caused the outbreak?
Right.
Like what caused this? Like, you just see the people walk. What happened?
And the perception is when you see that shit, that spice shit, is like, oh, that was created by some amateur chemist in a lab, right? Yeah. Some student that made some shit to get people high and started selling it on the street and didn't know what they were putting into it.
Yeah, no, it's too sophisticated.
Right.
Yeah.
So if some amateur chemist can make that shit, just think with some good, real educated, licensed, high-paid people.
It's funny you said it, because like I remember in The Walking Dead, they went to the CDC. They needed to get to the CDC. It was a government building, and they talked to a scientist. They talked to a scientist in the actual CDC, and he said, you want to know a secret? They thought you had to get bit by a zombie to be a zombie. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
and he told
then they
Rick. He
found
told
out.
Rick. He said, "It's already in you." Like you don't have to get
Wait,
bit by
what?
a zombie. You don't have to get bit by. In
Yeah,
Walking
once you
Dead,
die,
once you
you
die,
turn
you
in-
turn it. You don't
Yeah.
have so you don't have to be affected. Like they thought you get it from zombies biting you. No, you die, you turn to zombie. So the scientist told him it's already in you, and I'm like, that's government shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
saying by like what? What are we talking about? The Walking Dead shit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
same
So
shit.
yeah, so there was
When it was
a
on their
scientist
way-
told him.
Oh,
You
when
don't
in the
need a real
beginning.
Scientist, but he knew a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, his wife was the scientist. His wife,
Yeah.
he's like, my wife was the one that was gonna make the cure. She died. I'm the only one in this, but he said it's already in you. That's kind of like
Yeah.
slick shit they put in you. Like that shit can already be
Right.
in you. Or you vaccinated.
They
Right.
probably can.
So-
they probably can activate it whenever they're
Right.
ready
So
to.
so that what they saying is that it's already in you. So it's either in something that's been in your food, some vaccination that you have been given that everybody gets somewhere along the way.
Thing, like the mosquito things that could be fucking
Right. Or a trigger in your DNA that they know how to pull, right? Some kind of you know, they gotta put the right right fucking equation together.
Exactly. Just,
And
just like backdrafts could create a fire. Like yeah, you just need these.
Right. They just need something to trigger it. Just like we got many things in our DNA. Like for instance, allergies. Like you may be able to eat tomatoes your whole life, and one day you wake up and you eat a tomato, and then all of a sudden you get hives. So your body, something triggered your DNA to actually make you allergic to something that you wasn't allergic to before. Dude, like I said, the zombie craze really came and stuck, and it's still here.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead's not as popular. I don't think it's as popular. I don't know.
My
Is it
favorite
still
zombie
around?
movie's 28 Weeks Later. I'm sorry.
That was a good one.
I thought that was one of my... That and World War Z. I think those were the two best.
Yeah. And
it was hitting for a while, like especially Walking Dead. But yeah, that still have season going on.
What really started it all was the zombies inside of Call of Duty. That had everybody going for a while because even Xiaomi got addicted to it.
Oh yeah,
on the World at War.
Oh yeah, when they
Manny
first said, let's play zombies on Call of Duty
with the mystery.
Oh, so they had like a zombie a zombie level, right?
Yeah, and
So,
everybody play online.
dude. So everybody was like fascinated with the zombies. Then all the zombies movie came out.
Yeah.
So now like people's like, yeah, zombies the shit.
Yeah, for years, I mean, everything was people were fascinated
Check this out.
with that shit.
Think about the evolution of a zombie. Do you remember the first? Did you ever see like old black and white film of zombies?
They look more like a mummy.
But I'm gonna go take it even further. The movement.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they look like a mummy.
Yeah,
because of the movement.
Because they was risen by voodoo. Huh?
Well, no, well, I'm talking about the speed. I'm gonna go straight to it. I'm go. You said it looked like a mummy. How do you know a mummy moves? How do you right?
Yeah.
The original zombie just slow motion. Just I'm gonna catch up to you eventually because you're gonna run out of gas. Guess something like Jason, but Jason used to just pop up. He'd be behind you, and then he just show up in front of you, and you don't know how he got there. But like zombies, they just
drag ass,
like the turtle and the rabbit conversation.
Yeah.
Now they turned into super, like fly high, and you know what I mean. They could run a 3.940.
That's when I'm gonna just give up. Like I'm gonna just sit here.
I don't know, man. Them World War Z zombies. I don't think nobody's surviving.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. The sprint.
That shit was
They had
crazy
this
shit,
evolutionary sprint. Man, they got
they got the drop when they crawling, and now they fucking.
You saw how they was all able to pile up like ants on that wall in Israel.
Yeah,
that was insane. I was like, yeah, we not. I don't know.
If you can convince one of them to be a defensive end, you on.
Go get me that ball.
Shit, his edge rush.
The only one get past them would be Taysom Hill.
Fucking running, bro. A running back, bro. Jesus.
Just a team full of zombies.
What?
And then they went. Remember the zombie love story?
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yeah,
No, I don't remember
yeah.
that.
You remember? It was what was it?
I forgot the
It was
name
a
of
movie.
it.
It was some and like the like, yeah, like he was a zombie, and she wasn't. But he was like he couldn't talk or nothing. And like they fell in love and shit. Yeah.
Right. They may even make like a Romeo and Juliet
Yeah.
love
And at
story.
the end, I think he came back. Like at the end.
Yeah, like she through love, kind of like I guess the frog. You know how they kiss the frog and the
Yeah,
frog
like a
turns
Beauty
back
and the
to
Beast type
Prince.
shit.
Yeah,
And like he like I don't know, like what the fuck, man? Like what's the name of that movie?
I forgot the name of it. I had to let's see. I type Google zombie love story. That's how big the craze got. Like they even went and they made a fortune off that
Warm
shit.
Bodies.
Warm body, right?
Yeah.
They made a fortune off that bullshit.
Warm Bodies. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. That shit's just cheesy to me.
that
I
was a
never
waste
did
of time
like the
with that
zombie, but just the zombie thing when it comes to film, it never did grab me. It really didn't. And I know
I mean, I always was like, I thought the idea of it was, fun to think of. I mean,
Well,
like,
right.
what happened if a zombie apocalypse? What would you do?
well,
What
that's,
you gonna do?
in today's
Do you think you
society,
could survive?
they actually think about it could happen. Because we seeing this shit
It's
on
possible.
film, right? We're seeing videos of people using spice.
Oh yeah, dude, they got
People
people that
thought
are
the
living
Ebola
off the
outbreak was
grid,
part of the
off
zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, the Ebola, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, your fucking skin, yeah.
Like your eye, yeah, because their eyes would bleed. You know what I mean?
like,
You get bleeding.
your
Right.
skin would turn and like it'd be like skin eating bacteria. Even people that I remember you go to the beach and like they had that skin eating bacteria
Right.
that people got. You've seen people like they're like, oh, that's the zombie shit. Like they had people like move off the grid and shit like that, preparing for zombie shit.
Now, I think that they can. I think there's a technology is out there to create something that could create a zombie craze that would make people act like that, dude. If you could think about all the things
you
that
don't
were made in the
necessarily have
lab,
to be
bro.
dead to act like that. You could just be
Right.
your DNA got something fucked up in
Right.
it and making you act crazy. Like,
Yep. And we're human beings. I believe this. I believe we're all one. Somewhere along the line, our numbers come back to one, which we all in the universe, right? So somewhere we're all connected. And this is what I want to say, is that our subconscious is a real high power. The idea of creating the idea of a zombie is a subconscious thing that it can be created. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just the thought that he can think that he could create that
yeah.
means that it's somewhere in the universe. That's how I feel about that. And then when I get into Hollywood entertainment, it just doesn't entertain me as much. But it's some scary shit.
Yeah.
That is scarier than any of the scary movies that I like, because I like some slasher shit. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in Freddy Krueger era.
Yeah.
In Jason. I mean, that's my
Scream
kind
was
of
a good
film.
one. Yeah.
Scream was really good. It was good. And then the newer films,
The
which,
Strangers.
like The Ring.
Yeah.
That era, The Grudge.
Yeah.
That shit was because they turned these movies from China who had great scripts but didn't have the technology we had and made
That little kid in the fucking ring in the attic.
Yes.
Dude, that motherfucker.
The
was
Ring never really
scary.
scared me.
It didn't scare you. I thought
No.
The Grudge was the scarier one.
The Grudge didn't scare me either.
The Grudge was the one with the kid in the attic. Like, and
No, it scared me.
Right.
You know what scared me? Jeepers Creepers. That was pretty cool.
See,
but-
and that's the thing. That
it
didn't scare me.
It didn't scare me, but it was like,
the strangers got
no.
me because like that shit that can happen. You got three motherfuckers like crazy from the country that like just like find a house that you're vacationing in and like put mask on, and I think that was like it said like it was a true story based on true events.
Which ones? The Strangers. I didn't see
they
The
just
Strangers.
popped up in them fucking scary ass mask when it looked like a pig.
Oh,
like,
well,
dude,
I mean,
like,
that is possible.
Oh yeah,
you get
dude,
a psychotic family.
And then they had another movie where it was kind of like that, but like the person in the family staged all that shit because the family had money, so they staged like the family was like, and it turned on him. It was like it was as good as the movie Stranger, and it was probably one of the best scary movies I've seen. I gotta
look it up.
The movie that ever scared me the most was The Exorcist. Growing
That
up.
is
movie
probably
scared me to death.
the most haunting movie of all time. And then the ones that had followed, which was filmed down here, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Do you remember that one?
I got that at the house.
Because those movies.
Remember the Skeleton Key?
Yeah, that was filmed down here.
Yeah, like right there by
Dude,
Sylvia.
I love that movie.
That was a good movie.
Well, right there, that's where the Emily Rose was filmed in the Sebastian Roy sound.
No
Not
shit,
Sebastian,
huh?
not Sebastian. Whatever one's right there. That I don't think it's Sebastian, but there's the Plantation House, which is right there, which is not even a mile from your wife's house. Like it's right there.
Yeah.
You ever seen The Last Exorcism? When it showed when the demon actually conquered the body, and she walked out and she was just walking down the street and just setting everything in the world on fire.
Oh, the name to that movie is You're Next.
Oh,
Which one?
The one I was telling you about. It was kind of like The Strangers, but people
right.
showing up and kill. You're Next. Yeah, that's.
You want to know a movie? I wonder why they never did a remake that I thought was awesome. Why they don't remake The Leprechaun?
See, that's cheesy. I thought that was cheesy film. Well, I thought just it was kind of comical.
They could have scripted it better.
It was
Like,
comical.
you talking about the Leprechaun in the Hood?
No, Leprechaun was, to me, it's just comical. It's cynically comical, just like Chucky.
It's kind of creative.
It is, but I mean, it's basically Chucky as a leprechaun is all that was. Chucky is the goat of that kind of thing. Like I thought Chucky was,
Chucky never scared me at all.
but the leprechaun.
It didn't scare me. I thought it was cool as shit.
What, Leprechaun?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. The first one was cool. That when Jennifer Aniston had fucked up nose before she got the nose job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, it was cool. I went to the show and saw that.
Oh, I didn't do all that. I seen it on VHS.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was probably 11, 12 years old when it came out. Well, he
Yeah.
was what? You know, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he was too young to see it at the time. The Chucky movie is better than the Leprechaun. You ever seen the first Chucky?
Probably. Yeah, I would say the story was scripted a lot better.
Yeah, I just the image to me was better.
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. They could, if they would do a remake and do it right, the Leprechaun would be fine.
Didn't they do a Chucky remake?
Yeah, they trying to, but they keep fucking it up.
It got a little sillier as it went on.
yeah,
It kind
you
of run
ever
out of
seen the
script.
one on
'cause, like,
Netflix,
man,
The
that's a
Cult
little,
of Chucky?
Which one?
The Cult of Chucky. It's on Netflix. I thought that was stupid.
I'm sure I did, and it's probably that, forgettable that I don't even remember seeing it.
I thought The Bride of Chucky was the best. I liked
That
it.
was cool. It was cool to see them go at. It's just funny.
Yeah, fighting. Yeah, like it. Yeah, that's when it really took a comedic turn to it. Yeah. But the first one was kind of cool because it's like, man, like that doll was fucked up, But then as you get older, but I think that's something that because it came out when we were kids, and that's kind of like shit. We got toys, like that shit. Like my sister still like can't watch that movie because like I watched it with her, she got freaked out. But yeah, like I think like the older we get, we lose it because like man, that's just I'm gonna just kick you. You get so many things you would do if that happened, but when you were a kid, it's like, what the hell would I do? That was scary. Chucky was scary.
I want to get and do these slashes because we can talk about this forever, and there's a whole generation of this stuff. We could go a whole month on horror films, but we run out of time. But I want to tell you is that I think we just kind of grow out of things, and this is why. Because when I was 4 years old, the first time I seen the first Freddy Krueger movie. Like, Nightmare on Elm Street. That shit changed my life. That fucked me up. I'm serious. That shit fucked me up. So bad to where when I walk down the hallway at nighttime, I'm creeping past every door, right? So like, let's say I go on my, you know what I mean? You got 3 doorways you have to pass.
Yeah.
And arrow lights off. You know what I mean? Like you passing every one of them.
Yeah.
So I remember running down the hallway.
Yeah.
I'm so fucked up that I'm gonna tell you, where did I grow up? Right? I bought this house. I grew up in this house, right? I bought this house. I still do it sometimes. From time to time, like, I'll catch myself. It's that's how fucked up. You know what I mean? You worry about motherfucker jumping out at you.
From him. All-time scariest character ever, Freddy Krueger. To me.
Now,
yeah. To me, Freddy Krueger.
Now, where I take the seriousness, because no matter how fucked up he was, you had to go see the next one. Like, dude, I'm 4 years old, scared shitless. Yeah. But I want to see the next one.
Yeah.
And I watched
and all of them were on point. Like this dude played that part. Like, and it's fucked up because, like, man, like, I got to go to sleep after this movie.
It was perfect timing for whatever he did. He took Jason to another level is what he did.
Yeah.
And his seller said that he had his nightmares about this figure. And so he took this figure and created a story behind the figure that he had nightmares about.
Yeah.
I had nightmares about that fucking dude.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'm telling you, I still crawl. I might have one tonight because we talking about
I remember
it. That's how fucked
the
up.
movie where the dude was like in the diner. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
He fell asleep in the diner and he was like, I can't fall asleep. And like, dude, that shit. That
shit's
was
scary
because
it was weird. Because like. They fall asleep, and then that when they woke up.
Yeah.
Because they woke up. I mean, I'm sorry, they sleeping.
Yeah, but
and they don't know they sleeping.
Yeah.
And you feel that dude, the production, the way the theme would change. One of the scariest parts of all time was the first one. Did y'all both see the first one?
Yeah, I've seen all of them. Yeah.
When she fell asleep in class. Remember when she fell asleep in the classroom and her dead friend showed up in the doorway and she followed her? That was the first time you really got that chill. Like, I got chill from talking about it.
Yeah.
That pipeline Freddy, that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was the first time that you got that feel.
All the way down to the song. The 1, 2, Freddy, like the kids and the girls. And that song is about, like, the London Bridge is falling down. Like,
they flipped it. Yeah, right.
Like the girl spinning around. Like, that brought me to, like, the London Bridge is falling down. Like,
right. It's the same eerie feeling. So, like, he took all these different elements and created some scary stuff. Like, he took Jason to another level because you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Jason was never really scary. He was just your slasher.
He wasn't Freddy. Yeah. When the production, the feel that Freddy took you, I don't know, it's just that. I think that's what it was. I think the sound production, the feel,
I think
the
they
visual,
need to make another one to
really.
I thought Freddy versus Jason
story
was like, dude, when that came out,
the Jason story's ill. The Freddy story's ill too. But like the Jason, it just didn't have that.
What's that other one where like he said that Norman Bates.
Oh, you talking about
the show?
Mm-hmm.
The
no,
show
I didn't watch the Bates show.
Like, man, shit was good. But like that was a good one too, especially with the mom. The mom was dead. Like that whole twist. Like that was fire. But
she was laying in bed. Yeah, like she was dead the whole time. Yeah, and he would dress up as the mother. Yeah. That's Alfred Hitchcock. That's the. it's the mind that sparked things like Freddy Krueger, Stephen King. Dude, this is a whole nother podcast, bro. We're gonna keep people
we're gonna do all October.
But I want to say one thing about Stephen King, since he just brought that up. Me and my wife just watched a movie called The Tall Grass on Netflix, and we was like, okay, this guy, how can you make a horror movie about tall grass? So we gave it a shot and watched it. It turned out to be pretty good. But at the end, by the time it was over with, me and my wife came up with the conclusion: this guy, Stephen King, needs to be evaluated. How does he come up with this shit?
Yeah,
Stephen King is my favorite writer, and I haven't read books as much lately because of the workload, but I enjoy reading, and he's the guy who, like, I just followed his books, and I get scrutiny from it because, like, you're reading that trash. Oh, that's trash. You need to be reading, more nonfiction books.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, y'all don't really understand art, the work. He could take, this is what makes him great, right? This is why his books are so thick. Because he could take this pen right here and tell you everything about it in a whole chapter. And describe that pen in every blemish and
to where you can close your eyes and see it.
Right. He really takes you there, and that's why his movies, the movies that the recreations are nothing like the books, because there's so much more information that's inside.
You'll never get what
he'll make you scared of that pen, right?
Yeah.
Like he'll tell you, all right. So let's say I'm not gonna do it, but let's say I'll take this pen and I'm going to jab you in the neck with it, right? He'll describe the sound of the click,
how much of the pen is gonna come out when it goes.
That moment, he'll take that one moment that's a split second and give you every chill inside of it, cause like that moment of death. They say your whole light flashes before your eyes, so like that, it's like 20 minutes. 1 second turns into 20 minutes, but it's actually, your mind's moving so fast, your mind's moving less than a second. Like, he can describe that shit, man, and that's beautiful, and it's cynical, and he is a twisted human being, and I guess that's what you get by living in Maine, because that's where he's from. He's from Maine, and most of his movies and books, and they're all written like in Maine. Like the narration comes from a lot of shit.
Go watch The Tall Grass.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that after.
It's crazy. It's surprisingly, it's like you wasn't expecting this to come out of a movie like this, and it turned out to be awesome.
Well, I tell you, excuse me. I tell you, he doesn't write just horror films. The Shawshank Redemption?
Nuh-uh.
You ain't never seen The Shawshank Redemption? Stand By Me?
Yes.
That's
Stand
him.
By Me.
He wrote that.
Yeah.
He writes more than just horror. I'm actually watching a Hulu show that he wrote, 11/22/63, which we'll get into in our conspiracy week. That is, it's about the JFK assassination, and somebody found a time portal, and they think that if they can change, stop whoever killed JFK to kill him, that it would change where we're at today. It's a show on Hulu called 11/22/63, which is the date that JFK was killed. That's what it's written after.
Watch that shit.
It was really, really good.
Who made
really,
that?
Really, really good. It's Stephen King wrote the book, so they turned it into a show. He's the greatest writer of our generation by far. Nobody can touch him with a 10-foot pole. Now, your motivational books and positive books, that's something entirely different. But from a writing standpoint, if you're looking to send your mind into a different world, Stephen King's the guy to do it, for sure, every time. And we're gonna leave it out with that. Y'all have a wonderful night, week. This was Getting Vaccinated Wait, I'm sorry. How was that? Vaccinating Casper in Zombie Land. Oh. Y'all follow us everywhere I just announced: iTunes, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart. That's it. And YouTube. Follow our Facebook fan page.
My tongue slithered like the feel of a snake skin, make you quiver. Reptilian brain moves into the cerebellum. Hear the cadence, occasionation, waging war on the haters. Don't hate the player, hate the game, or get attacked by the gator. Snapping limbs like natural flavored Slim Jims. I'm not your average, I'm Macho Man Randy Savage. Picasso the talent, take this gallon of paint, a perfect picture of your date, make her my mate. Wait, you even said she escaped. I ain't going there. I'm on the brink of a breakthrough, new ways to cast spells to make you higher than Quaalude. With natural ingredients, wake the dead with the beat. This is weekend at Bernie's, your corpse sway with obedience. Achieve alleviated pain and expedience. No weaning off this potion, don't blame me when you in need of it. I could leak the broth poured in the secret sauce, but without the force within you, it would all just be a loss. I spit voodoo.